I thought we were going to a funeral.
We are going to a funeral. Just looks like it's gonna take a little longer to get there.
What you gonna do, strap the coffin to the roof of your car?
We could do that.
Hi folks, I'm Ignatiy Vishnevetsky.
And I'm Alex Dowd.
Today we are talking about Last Flag Flying, the new film by Richard Linklater.
Welcome to Film Club.
So there's a wonderful Hal Ashby film called The Last Detail. Some of our viewers may have seen it. Jack Nicholson, the late Otis Young, they play these two Navy lifers escorting basically this kid who's played by Randy Quaid to a military prison. He's gotten kind of a very severe sentence for stealing some money. And this film, Last Flag Flying, it's adapted from the novel that is the sequel to The Last Detail. The characters' names have been changed. They're also Marines in this. It's set in 2003. Basically, you've got Bryan Cranston playing the equivalent to the Jack Nicholson character, who's now the owner of a bar. Laurence Fishburne in the Otis Young role, and the Randy Quaid role is now taken over by Steve Carell, who basically asks these two people that he hasn't seen for decades to escort him to bury his son.
Yes, who was killed in the Iraq War.
Yeah, and so it's a period piece. It's a period piece set at the very, very end of 2003.
Yes.
And we often talk about Linklater as a hangout movie director, you know, and this is very clearly a hangout movie.
Yeah, so they'll put into the shell of a kind of plottier film, I feel like, in some respects. I can feel, through this entire movie, I can sort of feel Linklater pushing for it to be more of this kind of plotless, to be a hangout movie, as you said.
Yeah.
But it has certain things it has to do in order
because,
to move
it's got a very, very logical
because it's a road
progression.
movie,
Yeah, it's
too,
a road movie.
It has to get them from point A to point B.
But when we talk about this, what does this hangout thing mean? What we're really talking about is, hey, the guy really knows how to work a scene. You know, the scenes in this film are quite long. And I should say that the cast is really, really good. I think this is one of Carell's best performances.
I agree. I think he's very good. He's very affecting in this part. I also think that, I think Cranston is kind of doing Nicholson a little bit.
He's the only one who's really playing
the actor. I mean, this is, they have changed the names and they've changed some details, so you don't have to take this as a sequel, but the parallels are there. I think Linklater for the last few years has really been focused on movies about the idea of how did we get from here to there, you know? How did people change over passages of time? It's there, obviously, it's very quite literally in Boyhood. It's also there in Before Midnight, and it's, I feel like to some degree, it's there in a more social sense in his last film, Everybody Wants Some, which was sort of billed as a spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. I think you can kind of see this as a spiritual sequel to The Last Detail.
And also a sequel to The Last Detail.
right.
A spiritual and literal sequel.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that there are some hokey elements to this film in the way that certain aspects are dealt with, in the way that certain subplots are dealt with. I think that it does feel very much, I think by design, as you were saying, like a 2003 Iraq War movie.
Yeah, this does feel like it could have been made in like it could have been made about, about 2006, I think, which I think is when the novel is actually published. Was actually published. I feel like this movie could have been made in 2006, 2007, and it's very, very Bush era anger about the war.
But Linklater's sensibilities and his ability to sort of wring these honest performances out of his actors, a very good cast. I think the pleasure of the movie is just sort of spending time with these characters, and Linklater at every turn, I think, finds ways to just put us in a room with these three actors and let them embody these people.
Could you resist a man in this uniform?
I don't think I could.
You're there for your brothers. Yeah, that's all that really matters.